What's going on, everyone? Chris from PickDawgz.com here with a new sort of video format. We're going to take a look at some of the Week 5 college football matchups. We're going to do some early look videos at some of the early matchups that are, or the early headline marquee matchups that a lot of folks are taking a look at and that have seen a lot of action early on. And this game, no different. We got the Penn State Nittany Lions, highly ranked Penn State team at that, taking on the Northwestern Wildcats. And, you know, Penn State is the Penn State team that came into the season highly ranked. They were ranked in the top 10. And I think that's very, it just tells you how good this Penn State team is and how highly thought of they are. When they start the year ranked 7th, despite Drew Aller being, a fairly green quarterback and having, nothing under his belt, but, Penn State still starting the season really well. 4-0, both straight up and against the spread coming into this game. Northwestern on the other side, 2-2 on the year, both straight up and against the spread. And, Penn State, if we look at their schedule up to this point so far, it started the year, they beat up on West Virginia at home, beat up on FCS Delaware. Their first true road test, they beat Illinois, got the win and cover there 30-13, and then shut out Iowa at home. Now, there's a couple takeaways for that for me there is that, the first true road game, they played well. Penn State did, got the job done. They were only laying 14 points in that game. The problem that I have, and I'm not saying that it's a red flag or anything, it's just something that just keep in the back of your mind, is that that's not the same Illinois defense that ran roughshod through FBS last season. It was a defense that was torn apart by the NFL draft. I believe Devin Witherspoon went top 5 in the NFL draft as well. It's an Illinois team that I still feel should have lost that game against Toledo to start the season. And I don't have high hopes for Illinois as a unit, especially with quarterback play like Luke Altmaier. But then you take on Iowa, and an Iowa team that, obviously we talk about, Brian Ferentz and how this offense for Iowa has to score 25 points per game for the contract incentives to kick in, because Iowa's offense was dreadful last season. They relied on their defense to win a lot of games. But I don't know if the quarterback plays really improved all that much. Yeah, they've been able to put up points more frequently than they did last year, but I'm not, a huge Cade McNamara fan. I just don't think of him sort of as that sort of top tier quarterback. And you look at what Penn State did in that game. Excuse me, they held McNamara to 42 passing yards in that one. So Penn State's defense was just elite in that game, but I don't know if that was more about Penn State's defense being elite or Iowa State's offense, again, just being flat out inept. 4 first downs for Iowa in that game, just absolutely nuts. Now you look at Northwestern on the other side. It's a Northwestern team that's obviously had all those off-field issues. But the thing for me about Northwestern is that they performed well at home. You look at their 2 road games. They lost at Rutgers 24-7, lost at Duke 38-14, but at home they beat up on UTEP. But maybe the most impressive performance that we've seen so far is that win over Minnesota 37-34 at home last time out as 11-point underdogs in that one. My takeaway from that game is that I don't know what Minnesota was doing laying 11 points. Northwestern still has some solid quarterback play. They have an experienced quarterback in Ben Bryant, who's seen time at Cincinnati, he's seen time at Ohio. Last week, he threw for almost 400 yards against Minnesota as well. My early take, though, is, and this is subject to change, we will have all of our college football videos out throughout the week, and we'll have our college football show on Thursday, as well as the college football show on Saturday in conjunction with the sauce. But my early take is beating Minnesota and, taking on the Golden Gophers and beating them outright as double-digit dogs is all well and good, but that is still a Minnesota team that I think is well a level below whatever Penn State's going to bring to the table here. And the problem there for Northwestern is that they still gave up 34 points to a Minnesota offense that I do not think is very good. This Penn State team is doing it all right now on both sides of the ball. They're doing it on offense. They're doing it on defense. They're even doing it on special teams. And I worry for Northwestern in this game. Do I love the number of 27? No, not right now. Maybe I'll either strengthen on it throughout the week, or maybe the number will drop. But for right now, I still have to lean towards Penn State because I'm just not there with Northwestern as of yet. So my early look is going to be taking Penn State, laying the boatload of points on the road. But again, we will. This is just an early look. We'll have all of our videos out throughout the week. Myself, David Racy, and Mitch will all have college football videos covered for you guys on Friday night. Instead, we have multiple college football live shows throughout the week as well. Thursday afternoon and Saturday before the games start with the sauce. So definitely make sure you check those out. But again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at pickdawgz.com. Click on the premium picks tab at the top of the page. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get the newest and freshest content here at Pick Dawgz. Appreciate you guys. Let's crush the books.